What is up, guys? My name is Scholar Reset. It's Scholium. Spinal. 3.5 Spinal. I'm not here to address some complaints. I want to give my overall impression of the character now that 3.5 is out, now that everyone is aware about Spinal's new move called Shadow Summon Skull. Now, Spinal in Season 1, it was very difficult to be used because, of course, the resources for the skulls were not fully exploited yet. I think we were just close to get to Season 2, and Spinal was actually get going. And in Season 2, wow, shoutouts to UA Base and FX Arcade, and of course all the Spinal specialists. You guys made Spinal absolutely wild. The absolute agent of chaos, if I do say so myself, because that's the name of the instinct mode for Spinal, especially in Season 3 now. So Season 3, he got a lot of changes. He no longer gets resources from the skulls when he steals them. Instead, he will prevent them from getting resources like instinct and, of course, a shadow. That doesn't prevent characters like Isako, and Idol, of course, or Maya. I was gonna say Mira, but it's Maya. To gain pips or just get their own character resources. So, or any other Spinal, basically. Yeah. So Spinal. What can we say about that? Let's go over the ways that Spinal gets some resources from basically the skull, from Searing Skull to, of course, the grab. So empty, he gets one skull, and it's a knockdown. A soft knockdown. So let me upload first of all. There you go. So the throw. Okay, not too bad for now. So you got the down AB punch, of course. So upload again. So you already have 3 ways, and that's only in neutral play. Now, Spectral Manual and Searing Skull Ender. That's how he gets that's how he got the skulls outside of Instinct and Shadow, because of course now that's much different with the move that we are going to talk about. It's the Shadow Searing Skull. So how to use the skulls, because some people are still wondering how can I use Spinal? How can I learn Spinal? Well, it's all about the skulls. So let me generate a skull for some reason. So let's say you're far from here. So you think I cannot reach. Yeah, you can reach. This is fantastic. So yeah, you can forward dash after using a single move, but only if you got a skull. So that's how you get your pressure going. So let me generate another skull. Let me demonstrate. I'm getting a new skull, and you get some unblockable damage, because that's a throw. And that's how you generate most of your resources. The throw. Spinal is one of the best throw in the game, in my opinion, and possibly the best throw outside of full gore. So yeah, and possibly the forward throw from Raptor and General Ram. These are the best throw in the game. So you can get your pressure going like this, low, overhead. You just generate another skull, or 2 overhead. So yeah, Spinal. That's pretty amazing, right? That's not all. So how can I use the Shadow Summon Skull with down 3 punch? Well, there are many ways that you can use how you can use it in a safe way. So you can do full screen, just to make sure, especially when you are getting against a character like Glacius or even Gargos, especially Gargos, because wow, his mobility, and maybe Idol. If he misuse his own zoning, and maybe Conra at a certain point. Yeah, especially Gargos and Glacius. So, but of course you still have the power devour. Just remember that. So that's. So you got this to generate skull. You got this. You got your troll. You got this. So that's 4 options, in fact. Yeah. That's how you generate skull. And of course, basically six ways to generate skulls. Outside of Izzik and the shadow. So yeah. So this. What can I do now? Okay, so remember that fantastic throw? Yeah, 4 skulls. Not too bad, huh? Yeah, but let's see. Let me offload. There you go. So you can basically block. You're still safe after generating the skull. But of course, remember that you can use the scatter sometimes. But don't get predictable with it. Just make sure. So that's how you use the shadow summon skull in the safer way, outside of the zoning, or just basically getting your pressure going. That's pretty fantastic. Wow. So yeah. So without mentioning instinct, what can you do about the skull? Of course, like I said, about that's all about the pressure. So you can basically use the. That's another way that you can use the. So are you willing to sacrifice the? So let me get some skull. Wait a second. So that's another way. So you sacrifice the some so 12% damage like this, or you can just just like this. That's not too bad. That's another way. So maybe soul sword. So yeah, just remember you can use the this as well, which is projectile invulnerable with the skull, and with the shadow it's throw invulnerable and projectile invulnerable. Remember the Skeleport is throw vulnerable, so you just that's how you get Spinal. That's how you hurt him, because he has no real good recovery outside of Shadow Skeleport, which is air okay, by the way. So another way that you can use the your you can basically use the your dive kick as well, which is pretty good. That's another solution. So yeah, Skeleport is still troll vulnerable. Spinal still has a bad recovery. So yeah, remember that he still has one of the best instinct in the game with Agent of Chaos. And Power Devour. There you go. Yeah, that's Spinal for you. And you cannot use it. Yeah. So that's Spinal. I'll see you guys next time.